Hi, and welcome to our brief series titled Digital Diagnostics. This is going to be the first video in a 5-part series that talks about using photos for digital diagnostics of plant problems. So for this first part in the series, we're talking about the uses of photo samples in plant diagnostics. So you may be wondering, why is digital identification so important? Well, we currently live in a digital era where everything is online. And in addition to this, a photo might be all you need in order to identify your plant problem. An expert may be able to look at it and tell you right away what's going on. And if you submit an insect or a potential plant pathogen problem, they could be able to tell just by looking at it what the problem on your plant is. And in many cases, it's much faster to submit a digital sample. It doesn't require the time of packing up a sample, shipping it, or driving it over to wherever your expert is. And in many cases, it may not be feasible to send your sample to an expert, especially if it's someone very far away from you. And along those lines, it doesn't require shipping, so you use less materials. You're not packing it up, and it's as simple as sending a quick email or submitting to an online photo submission sample session. And it also doesn't involve shared surfaces or face-to-face contact. One thing that we've learned surrounding the pandemic of COVID-19 is if we're limiting our contact, we're limiting the spread of potential human pathogens. So it's important to keep these kind of diagnostic tools in mind, especially when there's a pandemic or something critical going on that limits our ability to interact in person. Although digital diagnostics can be a great tool, there are some limitations to using digital samples for identification. Sometimes a photo is not enough to tell what's going on with your plant. So I use this picture as an example because it's hard to really tell what's going on, but if you look really, really closely and zoom in, you can see a wasp is in this photo, and someone might be looking to identify this wasp. So much like with this image, this doesn't really tell me much if the photo is blurry or if it's too far away to me to really see the diagnostic characters I'm looking for. And it can be very difficult to get a good picture if you're not accustomed to taking pictures of specimens. So that's why we're doing part of this tutorial, is to help you submit good digital pictures and get your things identified in a timely manner. And with some of our specimens, for example, an insect, they might be moving. So by the time we do get a good picture, they've already gone away. And it's important to note that a photo might not include all the necessary information. So if you have a picture of just a plant, it may not get a good close-up of the symptoms or what's causing the problem. You may be able to tell from the symptomology from far away, but the picture might not tell the whole story. So sometimes a series of pictures is really needed to tell what's going on with your plant. So this was just a really quick overview on why we would want to use digital diagnostics. In our next video, we'll be going over the general tricks for how to take good pictures of your plant problems for identification. So tune in for our next video.